So any $5 you spend on the website will give you a chance to win one of these diffusers. Don't miss out on the giveaway. It is live. Hit the website up. Now back to the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Finally get the AC going on this thing. At least I should say, hopefully get it dialed in, get it plumbed and all that. Because we got to get the front bumper on this thing. I know you guys want to see it. I want to see what it looks like. If you guys have not seen that video or on Instagram, I had the front bumper kind of custom made. You'll see, just gotta wait and see, right? But in order to do that, we gotta get these AC lines done. So you guys know how much I like to help you guys out. So who likes to really pay for something that they can do themselves, right? I know I don't. So if you guys are anything like me, you guys like to do stuff on your own. So I'm here to help you guys out once again. We're gonna be working on the AC today. So, as you can see, I got my crimper here. A lot of times when we run to the hose place in town, you ask them to crimp these lines, and guess what? Well, we need the car here, or you need to take the hose off. And a lot of times, if you guys are like me, you guys are running these vintage air kits. So these vintage air kits do not allow you to pull these hoses out to crimp the lines on them, so I should say crimp the ends on. So you need something portable, something that can come to you, right? And for somebody to do that, like I said, I went down to the shop and they wanted to charge us like $150 to do one end or a few ends or something like that. So I just invested the money and bought myself my own crimper. Now I'll put the link down in the description below, but this is, I want to say it's an iGlee. Let me see what brand this is. Here we go. Yeah, the iGlee. The iGlee. It's a hydraulic crimper, and it's a handheld. That was the biggest thing. They have also the ones that are vise. You can put them in a vise and you can crimp them that way. But that wouldn't do me any good either because we can't get a vise in here. So this is what I like to use. I've used this before on other builds. It works great as long as you have your ends. And obviously a hose cutter. This one also comes with the hose cutter. I also like to use kind of this guy here too. I've had it for years. It works just fine, just to make a clean cut. But the biggest thing is getting everything nice and routed, positioned in the location it's gonna land. Because once you crimp these on, there's no going back unless you cut it completely off. So make sure you have them positioned. So I'll show you guys with this one. Let me put the camera down and I'll show you how I position these. And then you're going to take also a marker and you're going to make a line once you get this in position. And this also has to go down all the way down into that hole is completely covered. You see how right there you still can't see hose? So just make sure it's all the way flush, all the way down, or else you're going to get leaks. So take that in consideration. So let me put the camera down and show you guys a little bit better on how I'm going to position my hoses. And I also like to run this wire loom in here, run the wire loom just to clean it up a little bit. And I also like to run a little heat shrink. So once it's done, crimped, put a little heat shrink like that, clean that up, clean that end up a little bit and make it look nice and clean. So let me put the camera down and position it and we'll be right back. So first things first, you guys, remember, position these lines in the permanent spot they're going to be after tightening. So that is always important because that's going to be the key to getting these lines to work for you and to work properly. So there's nothing kinked, your hose is short, anything like that. So I'm going to screw this guy on here, just hand tight as much as I can to where it has a little bit of play so I can kind of move it in position in the area. And then obviously, I've already pre-cut my hose. Like I said, use your hose cutters. It'll also come in a kit, or if you have a different set of hose cutters, you can do that. So you want to kind of position it in that area where it's going to sit, and then insert the hose all the way in as far as possible. You can get it in there. And remember that little hole I talked about. Make sure that little hole is completely covered, and so that means your hose is completely seated. So now that we have that spot there, I like that spot there, right around there. So we're going to take our marker and just give it a nice mark here. And that way, you know, if this moves, then it's in the wrong position. So that way it'll help you act as a guide. That way you know where to crimp, how to crimp it. So now we can pull it back out. Pull this completely off. And then I'll show you guys also, you guys are probably wondering, well, how do I know what size it is? How can I tell what die to use? And that's the biggest thing, is making sure you guys use the right die. Because if you do not use the right die, guess what? You're going to leak, or you're going to cut this hose up, or even the fitting as well. So you got to make sure you know how to do that. But this kit does include a nice little chart. It's pretty nice. They make it really nice and easy. I think the biggest thing you're going to have to do though is, before, if you do like what I did, putting the loom on it, there's usually a size indication on the hose. So look on the size indication on the hose. Like this one's 13/32s or an 8 bulkhead. Also look at that. So if you go to your chart, your little trusty chart, make sure you guys don't lose this. You guys can always probably look it up online. But your chart, you have all the listings of the different die set, and it'll say the number, and right next to it, it'll say the actual hose size. So they'll say 5-16. So the one we had was, I want to say it was 13/32s, correct? 13/32s, and they're calling it a number 8 red. So we're going to go to our kit, and that's the die set we're going to use. We're going to plug that into our crimper. That's your actual hydraulic crimper. We had this die set in here earlier for the other hose we did. It was a little bit bigger, so it was a different die set. It was a number 8. So look, that literally pulls right out. It's pretty simple. Pull the old one out. Now we found our number 8 according to our chart. Snap that in. And there it goes. All right, snap that in. Easier said than done, right? So now these are pretty cool. They work kind of as like any hydraulic system would. You have a release valve here. So you have a reset. Reset, it'll release the pressure, or release the air, or I should say the fluid. And work, you have, if you clockwise go to work, and that's what will actually crimp this and tighten this down. So you're gonna have to leave this guy open like so. We're gonna get our end. Now remember that mark we made. See that? That'll really help us out, because we had to take it off to remove the hose. So push it all the way down as far as you can. Now insert it into your jaws of life here. Make sure that thing stays centered. Slide your pin in. Locking pin. Like so. It's still centered. It's still all the way down. And you're just gonna pump it until you can't pump anymore, until it gets really hard to kind of compress that. See, it moved on me. Good thing I looked. Good thing we checked our mark. I was trying to move it for you guys to get a better angle, but we're gonna stay right there. Pump. Now you see the beauty of this though, handheld. Don't have to rely on a vise in the engine bay, or a shop, a hose place that's going to charge you 150 bucks, when you can do this on your own and you have the tool forever. All right, it's getting tight. There we go. It looks like it's done. Release the valve. Just like that. Move your pin. Bam. Look at that. Solid crimp, guys. Look at that. Solid crimp, right lined up with our mark. If you look on this side, you can still see the hose in that hole, so we don't have any leaks. And all we got to do is make it a little cute, you know, with the little heat shrink and the wire loom. Now, I didn't have a smaller heat shrink. This is going to have to do. Hopefully this works. The other one I had was a little bit smaller, but let's see if this will work. Now remember, make sure that heat shrink is in your hose before you crimp. Take your heat gun, heat her up. Hopefully this heat shrink is not too big. Just like that, you guys, you got your own custom made hoses. So we'll tighten these in real quick and land them, see what they look like. And just like that, we are finished up. All we got to do is go grab a wrench, tighten these up a little bit. But look, 150 bucks, guys. You got your own crimper now. This already paid for itself and then some. I mean, you just cannot beat it. I'll make sure to put the part number or description down, or it should say the link down in the description below. But super handy. Look into it. Don't have to take the hoses off the car. One other thing, have you guys subscribed yet? If you have not, subscribe right now. Cool. Now another thing, the giveaway, the diffuser giveaway is still going on. Every $5 you spend will give you a chance to win the diffuser, one of my diffusers. If you guys have not seen this thing, check it out right now. I mean, it's got the exhaust cutouts, it's got the fins, all metal. It's prefabricated from a brand new one, all metal, brand new. So we use all brand new metal, guys. If you guys are interested, every $5 you spend will give you a chance to win one of these. Enter the giveaway right now. Please do so. Still working on a few stuff. I got to finish. Look at what we had to do. We had to pull out the intercooler to work on the AC. So I do got to button up a few more of these AC lines down here. The condenser side, I should say the accumulator side. We got to finish that up. But I just wanted to show you guys, you know how much I like to help you out. This is what I use. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and stay wrenching.